Craft and see you with Laura B. How are y'all doing tonight? Yeah, I'm still a day late. I'm all over the place, and I'm just now getting back into it, and so therefore, I'm a day late and probably $1 short. Let me turn that fan down behind me. I'm sorry. There. A little bit warm, but it's me, and it's in the afternoon, and that's when, the dread Pirate Roberts come to town. Anyway, how are you all doing? I'm doing quite well, actually. Thinking I'm making some kind of headway breakthrough through this Pojo that I've had going on, and the head thing with the OCD. That may not go away for any time soon. Well, it will never go away, but it might get better and keep it to a dull roar. Anyway, so what I am doing is one of those accordion never-ending journals, and the kit that I'm using, it is from Janeybjournals. It is not on Etsy yet. It is actually a test journal. I'm testing it out, as are several others. So the papers you are seeing and will see throughout this are not on Etsy, as far as I know. I didn't see them today when I was perusing Etsy. Anyway, so I have already, pre-cut and except for this one, pre-inked all the panels that I'm going to use. And while I'm talking to y'all, I will go ahead and ink this one. I also printed them on 65-pound cardstock. I do not know what that is across the pond and probably everywhere else in the world. But for us, 65-pound, it is a thick card only because this is flimsy manila file folder. Now, I'm sure other people would get it to work and they would be just fine with it. I, however, want it to hold up and last. And so it will be very sturdy once both sides are, put together. So let us get started. Like I said, I already have these in order. And basically probably all we're going to accomplish today, as I just toss things around, is getting the panels, the cover done. And then I'll, add the signatures and what have you. Anyway, so let's get started. Where's my glue? There's my glue. I am not using my glass mat right now because, well, this wipes off just as good. Even though it's harder to, I always earlier today, trying not to get any glue on it. It's like, really? You can just wipe it off. But without it, I have to put the tape in my north, south, east, and west, so that I know where my marks are, shall we say, where I'm going to go off camera. Get out. And I went ahead and washi taped the folds just so that I wouldn't have an issue. Come on, get on there. There we go. Oh, that is hard to see, isn't it? Is that ticking, striping bothering anyone? Because I tell you, when I was looking at the sheets to cut them, I was like, whoa, wow, that's really psychedelic, whirly whirl, whatever you want to call it. Oh. So like I said, I'm recording this Friday night for Saturday. I may get it up tonight, but we'll just count tomorrow. That way when it comes up, it'll already be in HD and all that stuff, and you won't have to wait for it to, oh, I can't see it because whatever, and that way the subtitles should be available, because if you're like me, you need the subtitles to hear. don't hear very well without subtitles. So in my last video, I talked about binging on... I need to get a towel. Let's see, where did I put them? There they are. I've been slowly but surely reorganizing my room, my crafts. And I went today to Lowe's and got shelving brackets so I could put the other shelves up. Yeah, put the other shelves up. So I have 4 shelves over here now, whereas I had 2. There. Gotta have something to wipe the glue off. I don't like sticky gluey fingers. But neither do I want to waste a bunch of art glitter glue because it's not cheap. And let me try to rub off some of these glue marks without rubbing off the paper. Anyway, I've been binging Doctor Who. But last night I was all about watching, I'm sure it's not right, watching Lie to Me. It's an old, not old, a few years old, back in the teens. TV show. I can't remember what channel it was on. Fox, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. With Tim Roth. I love Tim Roth. Didn't know it was him for the longest time. And at the time, and I still don't like him in Rob Roy. His character just nauseated me. Nauseated me in that movie. I couldn't stand him. But I have since, in the years of after watching Rob Roy, decided that I love the actor. And I think it was probably Lie to Me that did it. He's just so good at it. But it's a really good show. It's on Hulu right now. It only lasted 3 seasons, and I'm not sure, I may remember why, I might be getting my facts wrong, but they canceled it because it was so expensive because of him. Which, you're a big name, you can command big bucks, right? Let me make sure I'm getting this correctly. My orientation is right, because, I do not want to mess up. Gotta concentrate. No. I know I cut these right. I was very careful about cutting them right. I just might have to get the edges closer. Yes. And that is up too high. Oh my gosh. Watch Laura struggle with glue. Alright, here we go. Ooh, it just barely squeaked in there. Drop my little glue thing. And then do this real quick. Ooh, that just barely made it. That's what happens when you mix up one letter. You get barley instead of barely. There it is. It's like I knew I saw glue, felt glue. I wish I wasn't the type to get glue everywhere when I'm stick gluing. When I'm pasting it on, because it's really just paste in a tube. Do you guys remember paste in like kindergarten and 1st grade? I don't remember eating it at all, but I sure liked it. I vaguely remember eating dog food. I know. Yeah, I know. I know I was that kid. I mean, and only because when I was a teenager, we're feeding the dogs. And there it is down. And I remember saying to my mother, I'm like, why do I feel like I know what this tastes like? Or why do I know what this tastes like? That kind of phrase. And she goes, it's probably because you ate it when you were little. I was like, oh, okay, well, there you go. I was that kid. And I vaguely remember being a kid and just something about being over by the dog bowl. Because she always had this. she's never gonna watch this because, it's not like we speak or anything. Anyway, she had this nasty little poodle. Ugh. Even my friend Faye hated that dog, and I've never known her to dislike an animal in all the years we've known each other. I've never known her to not like an animal. So when she was like, those dogs, because she had, her poodle, Buffy, had a illegitimate puppy late in her life. Very late. I think she was pretty old. Anyway. And he was a nasty little cuss too. Just yippy. Oh, you know those yippy dogs. Anyway. So yeah, I vaguely remember eating dog food when I was little. So yay me. And what else? So, oh man, I am just warm as can be right now. It's must be warm in here. The weather is warming up. We're in for a warm up. And I may have talked about it in one of my earlier videos from a couple weeks ago. My window unit is gasping. You know, it's been disconnected from life support, and we're just waiting for it to stop breathing. You know, family has been gathered. We've all said our goodbyes. It works as a fan, but boy, today I got about a half an hour of anything out of it, you know, cool-wise before it started its, hey, cut it out noise. I'm serious, cut it out. Knock it off. Don't make me stop this car kind of noises. So, yeah, yay. But the good news is I have one, and it should be here. Well, it says the 8th or 9th. By the 8th or 9th. You know how Amazon does. However, good night, nurse. I don't know if you can see, but because the floor is crooked, here's where the fold of the table is, and it goes down. You know, it goes. I don't know if this will. Oh, it's not gonna show you because, yeah. Of course not. It's gonna not show anything. Let's see if it'll do this. Nope. Okay, come on. Now I'm determined. Whee! There it goes. Anyway. So it dips right there, and I can't remember what I was saying about that. Anyway, so I have this new AC coming. It's portable. I think I got a pretty good deal in today's market. You know, I had a $50 coupon with it. I couldn't find any on Amazon. Not Amazon. Costco, because we have Costco up here. Or Home Depot. So, Amazon to the rescue. And see, that's the problem. Is you want to go to these stores, you know, the big box stores as they call them here, but they don't end up having what you need. You know, you go to Walmart. I was at Walmart today, and it's not like I eat bread often, but I was looking in the bread aisle. It was like, hello? Did somebody come through and, you know, buy all the bread out? I get Monday was Memorial Day, but I think Tuesday is your shipment day, so what's going on? But yeah, Walmart always seems to be lacking everything. Honestly, I think it's a marketing ploy. I think they do it on purpose. I don't know what their end game with it and how it helps them, but I think they purposely underorder. Or with the supply chain issues, their drivers, the drivers for Walmart just hate them. And they're just, you know, doing it to spite. I don't know. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. The plumber came on Tuesday, and he got it working. you know, and then as soon as he left, actually not as soon as he left, so somewhere in the middle of the night, the toilet started acting up again, you know, not wanting to do its business. So I called him back on Wednesday. I was on my way to a doctor's appointment, and I called him back in the car and said, hey, you know, we got it working, but now it's decided to, okay, I just have to. I had to crap out again. I'm sorry, I know that's my 12-year-old boy humor, but seriously. So he said he would call the office and see about rescheduling. Yeah, I haven't heard back. But I will call, since I haven't heard back, I'll call Monday morning. And luckily he gave me his phone number. He said, since I know I've been here, it'll just be easier. But still, you know. And apparently, you know, that he had said, if I have to come back out, it'll be free of charge. So that is good. I know that, you know, we have, like I've said before, whoever built this house did it for, you know, beer and a couple 6-packs, or maybe a thing of whiskey. Because nothing in this house is, except for Joe's area it is, but nothing is, you know, flush, plumb, square, and all that good stuff. Obviously, because the floor slants. You know, and as long as I don't come around the corner into the crevice, I'm okay. Otherwise, I look like a cartoon character going around the corner. You know, after a while, you just have to laugh at it. Because, you know, it is kind of funny. If it's not you. And if you don't have issues with everything having to be straight and even. Yes, I'm talking to myself. Oh, so I was talking to my friend Mitzi today. And this is really funny. It was just before I started filming, like half an hour before I started filming, and it's just, oops, not too bad, gentle with the baby. That was this glue, not the paste. You can't do that with this glue. Oh well, I'll cover it up. Anyway. So anyway, her and her husband got this new German Shepherd puppy, and she has a Jack Russell, and I think Maggie, that's her given name, is on the older side, but she's never liked other dogs. Ever. Apparently, ever. And they're having to be very careful because, you know, as she said, she'll try to eat his face off. She's always, you know, goes for the face. And she said with their older dog that they lost a couple of months ago. Rest in peace, old Mr. Bill. She would attack him every once in a while. You know, try to. And he was German Shepherd. So anyway, they got this new German Shepherd, and I can't remember what his name is. I just call him Bear because, oh my gosh, he looks like a fuzzy bear. He's big, and he doesn't look like a German Shepherd at all. Anyway, new puppy comes in. Maggie hates new puppy, of course, you know. She's trying to eat his face, and so I asked her today, I was like, what's your dog's name again? I said, I can't remember, therefore I'm just going to call her Hannibal for her penchant of trying to chew other dogs' faces off. And she laughed. She said she laughed. And she said it's funny because she has to wear a muzzle. It's not funny. I know that it's not funny. Oh, the poor dog, but seriously. Oh, so the name, I saw her name is Hannibal now. Hannibal Lecter. Ew, yeah, I find it's sad. It really is. I'm laughing. It is sad, but at the same time, it's funny. Hi, sweet girl. Hi, sweet lamb. Yes, I see you. No, I know you know I have dinner in here, and no, you don't get any. No, and I've already done that today. Not doing it again. No, ma'am. My dog's in here. Sorry. She is a English Bulldog Pity mix, and if anybody knows anything about English Bulldogs, they have what's called a tail pocket, and it must be cleaned every day. I did not know this. I had no idea. I had her a couple of weeks, I think, before I figured it out. And she's pretty non-verbal as far as barking. She does a lot of, you know, that kind of talking, but she doesn't bark. You know, like some dogs will bark when they want something. You know, it's not true. Every once in a while she will, when she wants attention. Which she does right now, so you may hear her bark. You know, she barks at squirrels, at strange people, sounds and stuff like that, but not for, hey, I want this. But she comes up to me, she looks at me, and she twists her rear end like she's standing like this, and she twists her rear end like this and looks at me over her shoulder. But she can only handle it being done maybe once or twice a day because it hurts. You know, that's some tender skin up there. So that's what I was telling her. I've already done it. Done it once. I'm not doing it again. I'm sorry. I think it will come. There will come a time. I've just got this off the table and I'm holding it with my stomach, where I have to get her a little bit of a tail docked. Which I'm surprisingly, you know, kind of, you know, sniffly about, thinking about it, of her not having anything, you know, like looking like an Australian Shepherd, because she didn't have much to begin with. You know, it's just a little bitty thing. I always say she looks like, and I hope I don't get flagged on YouTube for this, and you know what, if you don't like to talk about stuff like this, but I always say when she lays down, just her body shape, because she, you know, she's a big shouldered, no rear end as in tail dog, and she, I always say she looks like a turd with the tail is the pinched off. I know, I'm sorry. Don't flag me, Facebook, and please don't unsubscribe because of that, but it's true. She really does. I know my friend's, dear friend of mine, her mommy number 4, her son calls her cheese curd. That's his name for her. Hey, little cheese curd. But, yes, she's a character. Okay, I'll go this way for next. Anyway, yep, so those are my stories for today. Those are my doggo stories, but Hannibal... Hannibal, I gotta name her dog Hannibal, because, you know, well, it is sad, and hopefully, I believe Mitzi said that, you know, the dog is her, Maggie, Hannibal, is old enough that it's just not going to be able to be trained out of her. She's just dog aggressive, and she is not having this new puppy at all. She doesn't want to fava beans. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I swear to you, I'm not on any mood altering substances. It just cracks me up. Mitzi, if you're watching, you better tell me that this is funny. Somebody better tell me this is funny and not offensive. I would absolutely be mortified if she hurt that puppy. I mean, and Mitzi would too. I mean, I know her and her husband would just absolutely be heartbroken. And I know that they're very good dog parents because, you know, well, Hannibal is muzzled all the time, or, you know, on a very, very short tether. So, yes, Mincy, you'll have to remind me what the new puppy's name is other than Bear, because he looks like a big fuzzy bear. It looks like he's gonna be a biggin. That's a biggin. He looked pretty inquisitive, so, you know, smart. I had a little Pomeranian once. Oh, man. Oh, we loved Beastie. He was the sweetest dog ever and so cute. But not much going on behind the eyes. Just was a little bit very smart. Poor guy. And I always used to say his attitude was more like, you know, when dogs are begging for food. So my friend and I, he could go anywhere because, you know, everybody loved him. And he, you know, he wasn't too much to handle like my girl is. Just, a lot of people just can't handle her. She's just, you know, bully breeds. Anyway, she had a Jack Chihuahua mix. And then there was Beastie, who was a fuzzy Pomeranian. And they were both begging for food. And I said it was like her dog is staring you down with his eyes like, you will give me food. You will give me food. And there's Beastie over there going, but I'm a cheerleader. I'm cute. So he was kind of like that, you know, that I'm a blonde, yeah. So, but lovable, absolutely lovable. My girl loves, okay, that is leaves, not anything else. Okay, everybody's the right orientation, so we're going to flip. Anyway, she's just exuberant, shall we say. You know, pitties are affectionate, loyal, raised right, affectionate, loyal, very loyal, loving goofballs. And they arrive on the scene of, I'm here. So, and she, for whatever reason, well, I kind of have a feeling I know the reason, but she's a very licky dog. It's like an anxiety thing, and a submissive thing, and a blah, 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 blah. And I tell everybody that there it is. Everyone has their own level of lickability, you know, and if you're very firm with her, excuse me, that sounded loud. If you're very firm with her, she'll stop. But you have to be very firm. And it might take her a couple times. Because, you know, she's she. She is who she is, and she makes no apologies, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But yeah. So I told you in my last video about how when Donna came over on Monday, she brought her 3, and 2 of them are pits, full pitties, I think. And Thumper and Legacy are aunt and sister, or aunt and niece, duh. And then there's, I don't know how, we'd have to look up the paperwork again. But I adopted Isabeau, and it turns out she's genetically related. I don't know how, so I don't know what, you know, obviously she's a couple years younger than Thumper. So, Thumper just turned 7 last week. I just don't remember what day. And I know Donna doesn't watch, so she's not going to be able to tell me. But yeah, somehow they're all related. Somehow. And they're related enough that Thumper and Isabeau had the same mole on the same knee. And I looked almost identical. I said that by saying, but they weren't quite, they weren't identical twins, but dang near. And I was able to get, you know, we banded Isabeau's off. We had to go with Donna, you have skinnier fingers than I do. And then Faye came over, and she has the tiniest fingers of all of us, so she tightened it a little bit more. And it took maybe 10 days before it fell off. Started looking like a raisin that had gotten shoved underneath the refrigerator for a few months. You know what I'm saying. And then keep checking to make sure I did the right orientation. So anyway, and then Thumper's is off as well, but she's got a couple more growing back, and so, you know, it's a little scary, because Donna lost her first pit chomps to cancer. An aggressive cancer, and I can't remember what it was called, but he grew lumps, tumors, under the skin. So obviously, you can understand that. So hopefully that's not too loud. I'm sorry if it is. I'm really not getting that aggressive. I'm just a loud person. That's why I like a loud dog. Oh, so the baby chicks are outside full time. And, you know, I talked about that last week. They have I finally got brave and asked questions and tore down their coop one day. Maybe it's been a week now. And I probably talked about this in another video, but I had, for a couple nights, I had plucked them out of their makeshift coop and put them in the big girl coop. That's what I call it, the big girl coop. And so, on the advice of somebody, I just tore down their coop. And I went out, it was about 9 o'clock. And, you know, the other hens were already roosted, ready for me to shut the door. And they were all gathered in the area where their coop had been, and crying and, wait, what's going on? What's going on? But now they are all in. Shoot. I can see that where that bubbled, where I didn't get enough glue. Didn't get it firm enough down. Anyway, so they're all happily, I guess, ensconced in the big girl coop. Although, as far as last night, they still weren't roosting on the actual roosting bar. They were roosting on the sides of the nesting boxes, which are milk crates. So I don't know when they'll be allowed to roost with the big girls. I don't know. When the big girls will let them, I don't know. Who knows? We shall see. But I'm hoping, let's see, I think, I'd have to try to math this. I think they start laying about 16 weeks. And they were born on March 27th. So 16 is 4 months. April, May, June, July, yeah, somewhere around July, the end of July, 1st of August, they'll start laying. So I'm excited for that. I've never seen this process. I've seen, you know, obviously adult eggs, but never baby eggs, baby chicks starting to lay. So I'm excited to start it. I hate it when I do that. I put too much pressure on an edge, a corner, and then I get glue underneath it. Let's see, what else do I know? Been watching Doctor Who, but last night I decided to give Doctor Who a break, and I was watching King of the Hill. Yep. So I don't know why I like King of the Hill so much, but I just do. I don't know, and I don't want to say, I obviously not all Texans like it, because not all people not everyone likes the same shows, but I lived in West Texas for a while, so for some reason, maybe that's why I find it funny, but, I mean, not knee-slapping uproarious, but just humorous. You know, I don't find it as delightfully absurd as American Dad. I find American Dad pretty, you know, he's pretty out there. There we go. I cannot see the edge. I'm gonna have to glue that other one down. well, I'm going to stitch around this. I will obviously do that off camera. Probably by the time we come back. And I'm in my boredom phase of journal making, where I start a journal and then I get bored with it. It's like I do the hard part, I do the cover, I do some of the pages, and it's like, okay, I'm bored. On to the next thing. I need to get out of that. I'm not quite sure how to train myself out of that. Okay. We are almost done. 2 more. Where'd my... There it is. Right there. Okay, what else did I do today? Well, I went and got everything the chickens need. More feed and scratch. All they needed was, the babies needed more chick feed, and the adults just needed scratch. Well, they all eat the scratch. And I was asking the lady, okay, really, what do I need? Because I'm here and I have to get this and I have to do that. She's like, no, if this feed has that in it, then no. It was like calcium. And then she was like, I said, why? Oh, I can give them crushed eggshells. And she goes, exactly, you don't need to buy oyster shells and all that stuff. But, so, and then I went to Lowe's, because it was closer than Home Depot. Where I live, I live in a smaller city, about 10,000 people, 11,000, probably 12 by now, or I don't know. Anyway, and it's about 20 to 25 minutes from the closest Home Depot, or Home Depot as some people call it. But in order, the fastest way to get there and the most economical way to get there is through Nisqually. And I hate all the roundabouts. I hate roundabouts. And it's not that I just don't like the whole roundabout thing. I just don't like it. But it's like nobody up here knows how to use it. Nobody knows how to drive through a roundabout. It's like, oh my gosh, we gotta stop. It's a stop sign. We gotta wait for all the cars. Okay, this one's coming over here, and I want to go this way, but it's going that way. I still have to wait. It's like, no. If there's no car, if you're here and there's no car right here, go. They need to do an infographic on the news. I've been saying that for years. You guys need to do an infographic. This is how you use a roundabout. This is the way we roundabout. Anyway, so I just don't like going through the roundabouts. And so I went to Lowe's because I only had to go through one. There's just one on that road, this road to get there. And it really, I think it was the same distance. You know. Oops, went the wrong way. This is the way we use roundabout. Yeah, it doesn't work. That one doesn't work. I don't know if anybody else has roundabouts in their area and people can use them or not use them. I was watching Pet Tricks on the news this morning. Yeah, I won't tell that story. Not that it's a bad story, but, you know, I don't want to get in trouble for copyright for talking about something that was on the broadcast news or something. You know, you never know. You know, I might get in trouble for telling you about what my dog looks like when she's laying down. Or any of the other stories that I tell. But yeah. So, alright. Let me think of anything else. Make sure I'm still all in the right orientation. Oops. There I am. Aren't you proud of me? Not all of these are on there straight, and I'm not going to have a heart attack. I won't have a heart attack. I won't have a heart attack. I will not have a heart attack. I'm going to write that 100 times on the blackboard. Laura will not have a heart attack. Laura will not have a heart attack. She will not obsess over it. She will not obsess. Now, I know that a junk journal is supposed to be made up of junk and not, I don't know why I'm doing this, not supposed to be perfect. And I'll show you in a minute. Wait, get those, you know what, you're going to cover it, stop it. But I always have to have some kind of pattern. I just, it's very hard for me. I showed you my master board roll on Monday's brief video. It will make more appearances, but that took me a very, very long time. I was telling Missy, I said, I bet it took me 7 hours to do over the course of a night and in the day. You know, I mean, I stopped because I'm so ADD, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I've taken the online test and it's like, yeah, you're ADD. But I've also been on Ritalin for MS fatigue, and all it did was make my heart race. So, obviously, it isn't. But I flit from one thing to the other. I can't sit still. Even during a movie, and probably having all these movies on all these different devices, you know, like our streaming services, they don't help me because I can always pause it, and I do. So if I'm sitting here crafting, this is about the longest I can sit and craft, is when I do a video without having to get up and do something else. So yeah, you know, I did this and I did that, and, you know, ate and took showers, and, you know, you do that kind of thing. But all in all, it probably took me a good 7 hours to do it, because it's hard for me to get it out of my head. Although I did very well, I think. And it's a long masterboard. It's like 6 feet. But I just put on some rockin' music and just, that's one of the reasons I didn't film it. I told her, I said I could have filmed it, but hey, it took me forever. You know, I could have sped that up or just done part of it. But I was so busy to rocking out to the music. I mean, just really having a grand time doing that I didn't want to stop. A little bit of a heart attack there, thinking I put it on wrong. But anyway, so there it was. Masterboard completed. Was able to turn off my brain, and then there for a while at the end I was watching Korean candy making. Well, I assumed it was Korean. It might have been Japanese, because I, you know, typed in Korean street food because I love watching that stuff. It's fascinating to me, and I subscribed to this channel, and I came across a candy making video, but again, it might not have been actual Japanese or Korean. It could have been Japanese. Ashamedly, I can't really tell by the lettering. I'm pretty sure it was Korean, but anyway, it was interesting to say the least, and everybody's wearing masks, and I'm telling you, these people, like, they don't just don a hairnet. On one of them, they were top to bottom. It was like a hazmat suit. Alright. So, I know I want it to open that way. So, it's got to go this way, and there we have it. So, it's shut open. Open. Oops. Sticky glue. Sticky glue alert. Ooh, there's a lot of sticky glue there. I need to cut some of this off this eraser. There. More sticky glue. Anyway, so those were my stories for today. I hope I didn't offend anyone. You know, I apologize if you're offended. I gotta be me. But, you know, I am who I am. I am who I am. I try not to offend people, but let's face it, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Who was I watching? She said the same thing. Oh, I'll have to try to remember real quick. I don't even remember what it was now. Huh, it was really funny. She's like, I try not to offend people, but it's gonna happen. And so, it's somebody new. Maybe I'll think of her, maybe I'll. But anyway, here we go. So we're gonna open like this, and then turn to page. Good Bob Seger song, by the way. And then like this, and then we keep going, and then we're back at the beginning. And I will put a little thing to, policy closure. Anyway, so this is a video, and it probably took way too long because I couldn't stop laughing over Hannibal. I'm sorry, I know it shouldn't be funny, but Hannibal. Hannibal. Anyway, so there we are. Happy Saturday. Hope you have a great day, a great weekend. If you like what you have seen, if you like my stories, please subscribe. Hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up, a laughy face, something like that, a comment, anything that gets my little tiny little channel noticed. I have a new subscriber, so yay. Thank you very, very much. Your name, I already have forgotten. Ew, but that's me. I'm sorry, that is me. Elaine got her Peter Rabbit journal, so yay that. He actually hopped his way all over to South Africa. Yay. So anyway, please subscribe, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and until next time, which hopefully will be Monday, peace out. Bye.